What is up, people? So this week I want to talk about what makes your woodworking projects better. And I'm talking about just some simple basic things that some people overlook, some people, this might be a review, all of it might be a review to you, and if it is, I apologize, but I'm also trying to get some new people in here that might not have as much experience. So, some of the easy ones off the top. Make sure your shop has enough light. I didn't for the longest time, and I put in these lights up here. And that one's currently off. There it is. There's my finger. That one's currently off. But I have them all around the shop. And this summer, I actually want to try to save up and get another 10-pack and run some more in here, because it has made a world of difference being able to see. That said, you can also have too much light, but the way I want to get everything rigged up is to be able to have it where I can turn on and off certain zones with switches. And I found them at Lowe's at one point in time. I got to see if I can find them again, because it had like a 20-foot long switch, and then I'll have them numbered, and when I get it done, it's going to be awesome. So that'll be one to watch. That said, another one, slow down. When you get out here and you got a bunch of orders, or even if it's just, hey, it's my off season, as soon as I knock out these roughly 50 pens that I have started, I can start on the next batch, which might be more exciting to you. And when I say next batch, all of those bins right there, those are seam rippers, pens, and a couple keychain kits are in there. I'm pretty sure that's everything in there. My goal is to have that entire stash done by the end of May. And realistically, if I hit it hard, I could probably have it done by the end of next month if I put 5 to 6 hours in on it every day and work at least 10 to 20 hours on it every weekend. I could have it knocked out easily. But I'm also trying to get other stuff done, like tops and that kind of thing. And I'm trying to get everything done that sells well. So then I can, when the show season hits, I don't have to worry about restocking in the middle or between shows, because some of the big ones, I have to panic between shows or panic the week between an event, because it's two days the first weekend, 3 days the second weekend. That week in the middle, sometimes it's just panic building. If I can, I actually try to take the whole week off of work, or as much of it as I can, just to be able to run down and get supplies, get back up here, mill wood, do whatever I need to do, get cutting boards and clamps if I need them, get pens drilled, tubes glued, top blanks cut, and then just go to town on everything. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that's just kind of fun, but if you feel stressed, it can get to you, and that's when you will get hurt. So stay slow, make sure you know what you're doing, and remember, speed comes with let me rephrase this. I was taught this when I was still shooting when I was hitting the range 2 to 4 times a week. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Do your project slowly at first. As you get better, speed will come. But you still maintain your accuracy, your safety, and everything else. No matter how fast you see somebody move, it's just a higher speed application of the basics. That's the key. That one phrase, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, I have yet to find something in life that it does not apply to. Even when you want to go fast, go slow. Speed will come with time. Another one, since I'm right here by my lathe, is sharp tools. Keep your burr on your gouges. If you guys didn't know, there's whenever I sharpen these, all I do is just roll up a little bit of metal to put a burr on it. I don't know if you can hear this, but if you can hear it catching on my thumb, that's the burr actually catching on my skin, which means that's still sharp. When that burr is gone, that's when it's time to put it on the grinder. If you abuse it too much, you have to grind more often. Believe it or not, you actually take off less metal to be able to just put it in there and zip, zip, and be done. Then if you have to actually, you'll get a longer life out of the tool and more footage cut off the tool if you just keep touching up that edge every little bit. That's why I have multiple gouges, that when I'm getting ready to do a big run of pens or tops or something, I'll actually have everything lined up. So when that gets dull, I take that tool, set it in a bucket, grab the next one, and keep going, because everything is pre-sharpened, ready to go. And the millisecond it quits cutting right, I'll set it down, grab the next one, and go. Same rule applies with things like pocket knives, a dull knife. There's nothing more dangerous when you're cutting than a dull knife. You can see the difference in my carving videos too. Say this one's definitely for if you're trying to sell your stuff and you have it in your shop. Take a little blower, blow the dust out of the area before you take the photo, and make sure there's no dust on the project. Now, if you're doing like a thumbnail and you want it mid-project, totally leave it. But if it's to sell it, make sure there's no dust on it. If you're taking it to a customer's house to drop it off, or you're meeting them somewhere, give it a quick wipe down. Make sure there's no dust on it. You know, it's just little things like that will go so far, and they take, what, like not even 2 minutes? It's just, when you're trying to do stuff like that, it's the little things that will go the farthest from my experience. So just keep stuff like that in mind. And as I've stated before, that'll make your projects, that could be the difference of somebody whose stuff might be better, but it looks like they don't care, versus what you have because it's clear you care. From my experience, sometimes that's all it takes to make a sale. Show you care just a little bit more. Because I care about everybody that I talk to at a craft show, whether you buy something or not. Because that's the type of person I am. But with that, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Assuming I've earned the like, share, and subscription. Comment any of your tips below that you've heard that I've overlooked, because I know there's a bunch and we might do some more of these videos. But for now, I am going to call it a night, I think. And yeah. So with that, I will say, cat in the hat, that be dat. Talk to you folks later. Stay safe and keep making.